Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Kirsty, back here with another video. This is part of the another one, which is part of the Made in Italy series on Italy's top league in football. Obviously, soccer for any Americans out there. And I always say that one, but in case they get new viewers or whatnot. But anyway, yeah. So before I start to roll the clip, I just want to say. Think about the Made in Italy series. I wonder how Italy could make, create, or produce. Done that strange thing with the clock again in the corner. The next Messi, Ronaldo, Ronnie, as I call him, the Brazilian and Portuguese version, Pele, George Best, and people like that. I know I have mentioned that in previous videos, but I know I'm very repetitive, but I would love to see how Italy could do that. Like if they could produce, have so many football pitches and that kind of thing, and work with migrant and refugee agencies, have a skills-based and talented base for football, soccer, whatever you want to call it, calcio or whatever, in which they enable people with a skill or talent in such a field and those that can contribute to the town national team and club teams, in this case, let's say Salernitana, or Serie A teams generally, and giving them visas and passports and whatnot, are basically opportunities to become citizens and contribute to the football development and improvement of calcio in Italy, which failed to qualify for 2 World Cups. So hopefully that will be something that pushes Italy to improve and to have this skills-based system. Although I suppose to become a citizen, I think it takes, I could be mistaken, but I think it takes 4 or even 5 years to become a citizen. So I hope they'll recruit lots of young people can become footballers from Africa, Latin America, Asia, and all around the world. Maybe even, especially those of Italian descent, but even just generally people with skill or talent, or those who can contribute to football and talk about what they can do to help. Like people who are good at building stadiums, pitches, stadia, or whatever you call it, and academies and things like that. And also like giving young people opportunity. One thing I think is that, and I'm hoping to do reactions next week, or maybe tonight even, but on like Zidane, Zizou, Ronaldinho, and people like that, the top skillful players, Ronaldo, and the skills they had, and like talk about how Italy could perhaps help to make or create or produce such players. So giving them opportunities to develop, so developing those players by giving them opportunities to make mistakes, and instead of scolding them or turning them off, basically, it would be they could encourage them to keep trying different skills, like especially midfielders and strikers. I'm giving a big way there, big secret strategy, but giving them opportunities. I know people could copy that idea now, I suppose, from other countries, unfortunately, but giving them opportunities to try different skills, and if they don't work, to keep trying new skills. And working with migrant and refugee agencies, as I say, and welcoming footballers, welcoming migrants through football and that kind of thing, migrants and refugees and whatnot. And I think that's all I can think of right now. But if I remember something, I think there was 1 or 2 other points I was going to make. I'm not sure, but if I remember them, I'll probably just pause the video every now and then and talk about things I remember or things that the video makes me think of or whatnot. So anyway, I'm going to play the clip, and I hope you enjoy it. And as ever, I would love to read your comments, and hopefully it won't be too harsh. But please feel free to post anything you like, literally anything you like, in the comment section. I don't delete comments myself. I know sometimes maybe Facebook or YouTube does, respectively, but I don't. So there's a good chance it'll be on there. Freedom of speech, freedom of expression, and that kind of thing. But anyway, I'm going to stop waffling for now and roll the clip, and I might pause it now and again. So anyway, it's about 12.5 minutes long, just over 12.5 minutes, 12 minutes and 33 seconds exactly, apparently. So I tried to make it short and sweet, and maybe I won't react to the whole thing because it is a bit long. So anyway, here goes. So just to remember a point I raised again. I know I did raise this point, but just to remind myself and others, and because these ideas are important to me, but I do repeat them a lot, I know, but it just made me remember that because these videos are helped with by the Italian Trade Agency, but I wonder what the Italian politicians, government, council, even rival politicians can do maybe to work together, for instance, and that kind of thing. So politicians, even rival politicians and councillors, working together for the benefit of Italian football, and maybe discussing with the public what they would do to benefit Italian football, to help Italy to become hopefully the number one country in club and country level football, soccer, calcio, footy, or whatever you call it, as I say. And I'd love to see what businesses can do to help, and fans, if they could invest in, sponsor, have shares in, or even equity in, and even donate to, which would be free money. Again, I know I mentioned these points before, but just reminding myself and others, I think it'd be pretty cool.
Estoy muy contento y agradecido de haber llegado a un equipo como la Salernitana, que me abría las puertas de poder jugar en la Serie A y encima de poder estar en una ciudad tan bella, con gente tan simpática y tan bella que me han hecho sentir como en casa.
Salerno, a city rich in history and charm, was a vital Roman colony and a temporary capital of the Kingdom of Italy, nestled beneath the Amalfi and Gemento coast in Greek Salernitana. Praised by poets such as Boccaccio, Foscolo, and Ungaretti, the city of Salerno is also revered for giving life to the first and most important medical school in the Middle Ages.
El ambiente en la ciudad es importante y es fundamental, sobre todo porque la Salernitana es un equipo y una sociedad que viene siendo muy joven en primera división, en Serie A, y tiene muchos deseos de crecer.
Andiamo partita per partita, bisogna rimboccarsi le maniche, stare calmi e andare sempre avanti così.
Está empezando a construir algo sólido que puede tener un legado por muchos años en Serie A, pero bueno, esto requiere tiempo, requiere paciencia, pero tiene una ciudad con una estructura y una gente que tiene mucho crecimiento. Entonces está en un sitio indicado, la Salernitana, en un lugar magnífico para vivir y para hacer de un equipo algo grande. Cuando llegué yo a la ciudad de aquí de Salerno, yo llegué.
So I'd love to know if these videos would inspire you to visit parts of Italy, in this case Salerno, and if you know any information about Salerno, about Italy and Salernitana team or Serie A or whatever, as ever, please post. I know I generally mention those on these videos, but please post them in the comment section. Yeah, I think it looks quite beautiful. I'd love to know what you think about. I'd say whether you think it looks beautiful, and would you be inspired to go and visit there, or have you visited Salerno or other parts of Italy? I'd love to know, if so, what you think about them, and again, what you think about Italian football, Serie A, that kind of thing. And how can we? Another thing I was thinking about is I thought I won't pause it too often because it is quite a long video, and I don't like my videos to be too long if I can help it. But please check out the original as well on that note. But how do you think Italy could connect with the diaspora? One of the things, I'm glad I remember this idea. One of the things I was thinking about is, what if people from across Italy subscribe to the Serie A channel, and also they've watched and liked their videos, and even shared them with each other and that kind of thing, and support the Serie A official channel and Salernitana's channel and the other Serie A teams, as many of them as possible, perhaps. And also, although it'd be hard to see rivals do that, but I think it'd be interesting if they get as many views as possible. And also, people from the diaspora, how can they connect with, so how could they be encouraged to invest in Italian teams, donate to Italian teams, invest in them, sponsor them, and even donate to them, perhaps, or even go to Italy and be involved in football tournaments or share their ideas to benefit Italian football, even Italian business people from America or elsewhere, could talk about like, even the UK or other parts of Europe as well, or all around the world. What could they do to talk about like marketing and other ideas that they could share with Serie A? So maybe people from not just Italy itself, but the diaspora, but especially Italy itself, but even, well, probably just as much the diaspora, talk about like what they could do to contribute to development, and my fellow Eurasians and neurodiverse people, what could they do to help, let's say, the marketing, promotion, and ideas, like business people, like Anglo-Indian and other Eurasian business people, perhaps, and neurodiverse business people, can talk about how they make their business like they could help Serie A with those ideas. So it'd be cool if they had an open exchange of ideas, so people could submit their ideas for things like marketing and how to bring in more funds, basically, and look at any legal way Italian football can raise funds so that they can build those pitches, stadiums, whatever the best word is, and academies and that kind of thing for the future. But yeah, as I say, I'm not going to pause it too often because, or I'm probably not going to pause it, but you can check out the original video if you like, if you look on the Made in Italy series. So I encourage you to please check that out and check out as many of those videos as possible, including obviously this one for Salerno. I'm thinking about wrapping up the video because I know it is a bit long, but yeah, so please let me know what you think, and I hope you will check it out. And if you do so, please let me know what you think about that one, as well as my own content and my ideas. And I hope you won't be too harsh, as I say, but even if you think I'm being naive in some of my ideas, or as I often say, constructive criticism, please feel free to share that if you have any, and positive feedback or whatever else you want to comment. But as I say, I'm probably going to wrap this up here because the video is a bit too long, especially as I waffled for about 4 or 5 minutes from the beginning. But I hope as many people, as I say, from Italy will subscribe to the Serie A channel and to the official Serie A channel, and as many of those Serie A clubs and possibly even Serie B clubs as possible, as well as Celtic. And I hope Celtic fans will, as I hope to build a partnership between themselves and talk about, I hope they will subscribe to the Serie A channel as well. So I hope Italian fans will subscribe to the Celtic channel, Celtic official channel, and vice versa, and also obviously check their videos and give them likes and shares and things like that. But yeah, I am out. Peace and love.